All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is a show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And I want to thank you for viewing and tuning in. I'm not going to really go into a lot of things today. I am going to talk about technology. The bottom line is we see what's happening on the Hill. We see what's happening with Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, and other companies. Tesla just got tapped to be on the S&P 500, which is makes sense. Your company is worth more than more most of the companies that are on there. So why not? Technology, you have a lot of things going on which people aren't paying attention. You pay attention, maybe you're going to see more, and you'll understand why people are getting a little nervous out there. These companies, these big tech companies, are doing fantastic. They're bringing a service. They're bringing great things to the table. No question. This is the next iteration of our lives that we're talking about. Now, the issue that is at hand is that you have Facebook. They've been silently going, making acquisitions and venturing into this area, that area, things that we don't even know about, I'm sure. Okay, and what's going to wind up happening is that their tentacles are going out, and this is why, you know, between that and their social media's stranglehold on the world, and that's what it is, because that's your way of communication at this point. The traditional media outlets, they're there, but people are looking for rapid fire information, and they're getting that on social media. It allows them to go and express themselves, allows them to go and share their thoughts, their feelings, so on and so forth, with people they don't even know, just out there. But anyway, so Facebook, they've been doing stuff, and probably, even Apple doesn't do make too many acquisitions, but when they do, you feel it. Amazon, look, Bezos is on a tear. And this is again what people are worried about, from buying the Washington Post to putting together a fleet of planes and electric vehicles, and venturing into different areas, creating your own product lines, and more recently getting into the pharmacy game. This is something that's no secret. This is something they were working on and doing beta tests and everything else to get prepared for this. Problem is that now people then think, "Hey, big deal. They'll do it, and they're not gonna have an impact." Big mistake, because the impact will be great. And what Bezos is doing, which to me, if they go on the Hill and they say, "Hey, you got to break up Facebook." Well, what do you have? You have Facebook, you have Instagram, and you have other ancillary companies. Okay. The way that Facebook tied everything in is through bringing together the DM on the Messenger and Instagram and whatever else they're going to have. So basically, it makes it very hard to break that apart. They're not stupid. Makes it hard to break it apart. If anyone knows technology, they know this, because if you go to try to break it apart, you're already merging all these user databases. A little bit hard to disconnect them. All right, so that's what they've done. Twitter. Really, Twitter is a non-event. The only event that Twitter has here is the fact that they are an outlet for quick, immediate, you know, um, messages going out, or video, or things of that nature, and it gives people a voice. Okay, but also they're acting like a publishing company, and they're monitoring and doing fact checking and all this stuff. Facebook's doing the same thing. Now, Amazon, okay, I want to get to that. Again, with Twitter, there's nothing to break up. Anything that they acquired, went to crap. Okay, so what are they going to break up? They have to focus on their business. Snapchat, that's a different animal altogether, and you're going to see tremendous growth, and they're going to start, just because of what they're doing, they're innovating, they're going to continue to grow in that arena. Now I want to talk about Amazon. Now, people that are paying attention, they see that Amazon is making these acquisitions, or they're venturing into these areas. If they don't find an opening, they create it. They don't find an opening, they create it, and they'll build it from the ground up, and that's what they've been doing. That's why I like Jeff Bezos. This is what he does. Now, what people, any investor that's looking at this, they should look at it and say, okay, what if the government says split these things up? What's going to happen if not saying they will, but if they do, force Amazon to split anything? You're talking about a melee of profits, because Amazon, their systems are built, their platforms are built independently. Okay, even though they have a conduit within Amazon's, brain or their hub, but other than that, the pharmacy, this, that, they have these things that are built that if needed to be independent, they could. So, and then also Bezos is making other investments in other companies like, the Washington Post and things like that. So again, if they do push anything like that, I think Amazon is fully prepared for whatever is going to come about. Now, with the other companies, I think that they taken precautions to avoid that. But again, Amazon is not a social media company. They went from being a logistics company, because people think they're an e-commerce company. They're not. They're a logistics company. They bring people together and they get your package from point A to point B. They take their fee, and the story. Have a nice day. But now, again, they're venturing into other things. So becomes interesting. Again, Facebook, it's the way they put a block on something happening. Look, Google also, even though they have their ecosystem, YouTube can, if they needed to, can be independent of Google. Okay, and how they would disconnect that, I don't know, but it can be. It can be. It was independent before. Instagram was independent of Facebook. Problem is, they took that direct messenger and they connected it with Messenger itself. So now you have something that you just can't turn off. And that's part of the issue. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm just, this is me just, you know, kind of voicing my views on what's happening out there now. I'm not saying that a stock is going to do this or do that or do anything, but I do like Amazon, do like what they're doing. Some people don't like them. They think that they're just taking a lot of things over and they're taking market share. Well, that's what you do. You build up. You don't build up and become the biggest company in the world by not growing. Jeff Bezos, he's always in growth mode. He's not in, I'm going to sit back on my couch and watch TV mode. He's in growth mode, always in growth, always looking about it, always looking at innovation. And that's why I say Snapchat will continue to grow. As much as I didn't like it before it went public, is as much I have to give props where props are due. You're running a company right, you're building it right, you're generating income, you're doing the things you need to do to bring it where it needs to be brought. Innovation, investing in innovation. And if the innovation is not coming through acquisition, it's coming internally, and that's the key, developing it. Putting smart people that you have, put them to work, get some ideas, be different, change, evolve. Okay, and that's the difference there. Okay, with the TikTok thing, look, they have about a gazillion developers in China dealing with that, so we'll see what happens. Same thing with Zoom. Zoom is I don't know where the developers are, but I know that a majority of that company, or maybe all their developers, are in China too. Okay, so you got to be a little careful about that. Security issues and so forth. All right. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I just wanted to go and come a little casual to you today, and just voice my views on what's going on with big tech. All right, thank you for tuning in, and look, I'll be with you for another episode of Money Never Sleeps Radio. What we're trying to do is bring some other interesting guests. We're going to we're going to reduce the frequency of the show. And just to let you guys know, I do have other shows that I do. So, we're going to limit it so we can bring more quality and less frequency. So, viewers and listeners can get more out of it. And I think that's the direction we're going to wind up going. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll be with you for the next episode of Money Never Sleeps. Take care.